Peace and love, all the above, and I'm back. Immortal's back again with another video. So, I know I've been gone for some time, but I'm back. Today I want to speak on, shadow work, right? A lot of times, well, we've all gone through it, actually. There's things in your life, there's things in our lives, in your life, that gnaw at you, eat away at you, sometimes even literally, right? It may be an event that happened, transpired in the past, right? It may be something that you're just unable to let go. It may be some traumatic experience. It could be a number of things, but I will tell you that if you don't acknowledge it, ultimately, and face it, these things can become, your shadow, a part of your shadow, the part of yourself that you don't acknowledge, right? Part that you won't allow to see the light of day, the part you keep away from others and that you don't want them to know about, right? And you can keep it hidden for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you, you can keep it hidden for a little bit, but the more and more you try to hide it, or the more and more you try to bury it, what's in the dark will ultimately come to the light in some way, shape, or form. Remember this. This is important. This is where the negative shadow comes into play. Because ultimately, the shadow is not, it's not all around negative. It's not a bad thing. Everyone has a shadow. Everyone has a shadow. But for those of us that do not want to acknowledge it for what it is, and you try to hide it, and you try to bury it, and things like this, what's gonna happen is it's gonna rear its ugly head, and it's gonna happen over and over and over and over when it's triggered by certain events, right? And it's gonna keep popping up, and in most cases it's gonna get worse, and it's gonna get worse, and it's gonna get worse until you face it. So the thing about the shadow is, and I need y'all to understand this, is it's not necessarily a bad thing if addressed, right? These certain negative, so-called negative events or whatever happened that's, starting to cast a shadow, right? For whatever reason. If you can acknowledge it and face it, you can keep it from getting to that point, becoming something negative, something that's eating away at you, something that is ultimately, messing up your life, right? Now, these things that are stuck in this dark area of the subconscious, depending on how traumatic they are, you may need to get some serious help. You may need help. It's okay to get help, right? If there's a fresh wound or something like that, like something that just happened, transpired, you can try what I'm about to say, but, you might cry, it might be painful, you might have to scream during it, but hey, do what you gotta do, right? Ultimately to become whole, right? Because your shadow is a part of you. Remember this. It's ultimately is you, right? It's not some, evil aspect of yourself that you need to shun. It's not that. Your shadow is you. And to become whole, you must have it. You will never be at peace until you can integrate your shadow. First and foremost, I want to let it be known that there is no right or wrong way to conduct your shadow work. Right? You can try this. If it resonates with you, by all means, try it. But ultimately, you want to do whatever, your spirit, is leading you towards. So the thing is, and this is something I did in my video, No One's Coming to Save You. If you haven't seen that, check that out. I was going through a lot of different things, during that time in my life. And darkness is what really helped me. You'll be surprised what comes out in the dark when you're sitting in, triple, super dark, pitch black. You'll be surprised what comes out. I found that it's a good way to speak to your subconscious, or more importantly, for your subconscious to speak to you. Just sitting in the dark. You can already have some questions if you want to. I suggest just sitting there, in a closet somewhere, lights off. But you can have some questions already pre-set up, and to ask yourself as well. Or you can actually replace certain events that contribute to a negative shadow, and try your best to observe and not put too much energy into feelings and emotions and stuff like this. You're just an observer. It's not happening to you, it's happening to who you're looking at, which is you, but still, you get what I'm saying? You're just an observer, right? This has helped me as well, during my journey. So, try these things. As I stated like twice already, your shadow is not a bad thing. In order to become whole and to be at peace, and to be yourself, holy, right? That's where the word holy comes from. Becoming whole. Right? You can't do that if you're neglecting a part of yourself, right? You're not acknowledging a piece of yourself. So, it's 2021, right? You have to become whole. It's to the utmost importance for you to become your best version, the strongest you, right? You have to become whole. You got to integrate your shadow. So I'm going to leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.